not even gonna make it to my channel.
Don't you just love springtime?
What are you doing in here? Can't you see this woman? She needs the... What? Quick, give it here. Yulia, you need to swallow this. Here, let me help you.
He was able to take it back. Okay, so we're gonna have to use the portal.
Hopefully in a moment she should be able to breathe normally. That was extraordinary. How did you know she needed this exact thing? And at this exact moment? Are you some kind of oracle? A what? I'm sorry, I must have misheard you. I think it's your accent, because it sounds... That was like the gods here. You just saved a person's life, and you should be proud of yourself. She might even be able to... and maybe she can tell us who poisoned her, and who she meant when she was muttering about that snake. In the meantime, A city without sin might sound good on paper, but whoever dreamt it up didn't think. But snakes like Decius will always find loopholes to absolutely nothing. In some ways... Oh no. Sorry. There was one other person who... But that was Nevia. Anything about... I wish. Some people here need proper medical care, not the half-baked... Just don't get sick or injured here. I'll do my best to... Sure. How did you know that? Yes, she did mutter something about... Do you really want to know? I mean, if somebody poisoned her, then surely they would have broken the golden rule, and... So maybe it's best we don't discuss it. Gladly. I'm Lucretia, and I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not a physician. This is me. I'm tired and out of my depth and miserable all the time. My husband and I moved to Rome from Caesarea. I would have divorced him and demanded the return of my dowry, but I knew he would sooner have me killed than give me my... So I waited for the right time to take... As he prepared to evacuate our villa, I gathered our most precious belongings. I could barely see for the smoke. And the streets were full of people trampling each other.
Oh, is she part of Pompeii?
I was waking up on a... It's all right. Say what you will about this place. At least my fornicating husband would... And while there's no shortage of snakes here, at least... Oh, this shrine was in use as a clinic long. Kind of strange to set up a clinic. But the god who inflicts a curse is also the only god who can undo it. So I suppose praying to Apollo... Well, she used to run the clinic. She was a midwife until she suddenly lost all interest in us. This changes everything. She kept... The last time I saw her, and then she shut herself in the palace, barred the door from the inside, and nobody's seen her since. She's been gone so long now, we figure she's either dead or up to something so strange that she doesn't want anyone else to know about it. But I really wish I could reach her, because that's the only hope I have of solving a troubling problem. One of my patients is suffering from terrible rheumatism. I really shouldn't say. He wouldn't. He's become so irritable that the smallest things set him off. And I just know Nevia would know how to treat him, assuming she's... Really? That would be wonderful.
Be careful who you trust. Oh, it's you. Sorry, was there something you want? As much as I'm grateful that you tried to help me, it's just not... The golden rule. That's the least of my worries. Please, just... Persistent as Nemesis, aren't you? All right. I'd been here about a week when it dawned on me I'd be trapped here. So when my new friend Aurelia offered me a secret way out, I would have done anything. And then she was supposed to be my friend, so she suggested I take... I had to sign an agreement saying I'd work off the debt over... I paid Aurelia, and she gave me her hemlock. Drink this, she said, and you'll be out of... She pointed to a sign on her tavern saying, let the buyer... She immediately told Malleolus I'd tried to escape without pay. In fact, he just thanked her. That's what I said. I went to Sentius and begged for help, but he said the law was... I thought about resisting too. But Malleolus, he locked me in his villa, confiscated everything I owned as collateral. His wife, Claudia, was just as bad. I'd be on my hands and knees, scrubbing the floor clean for hours. Those two took everything from my hemlock. I just wanted it to be over. But I brought it on myself. I trusted one of the most callous human beings I've ever met. When I've recovered, I expect their thug Domitius. Only this time, I won't. Honestly, it would have been better if... I doubt it. It's at least until someone breaks the gold. A lot. But it doesn't matter. He's in exactly the same position as I am. Malleolus. He's probably already thrown himself from the bluff into Malleolus. If so, I'd never be... I doubt you could make it up to the bluff in time. I don't know who you are, or why you seem so determined.
May Apollo keep you safe.
I need to find that girl.
Make sure you stay away from that empty shrine. It's going to collapse at any moment.
Help! You have to do... A man arrived. You have... Are you serious? Are you going... Thank you. I have to hide. Find me in this empty shrine. What? Why? All right, fine. Come and find me in my bakery instead. Please be careful.
Stop right there. I'm looking for Tiberius Quinctius Crispus, otherwise known... Thank you for your service to the Empire.
Nope, he died. I'm gonna go take his bow.
Oh, he took his own life. He found himself in quite a lot of debt he was unable to repay. But it doesn't do us any good to dwell. Welcome to life under the golden rule. Really, on edge. Is that supposed to be Sorry, I'm just a little sensitive. If you're not on edge, you've not been paying attention. Well, we've all been where you are now. I used to lay awake at night contemplating the big questions. I still don't have any of the answers, I'm afraid. I don't think... Here, in this place, the magistrate has me earning my keep by cleaning and pruning the gardens. It's not... I used to live in a lovely villa on the banks of the Tiber. But long hours of menial labor for the good of the community has it... Oh, much the same way as many of the others. When the fires came to Rome, we were among the fortunate ones with enough coins for passage, but unfortunately, a scuffle broke out and I was pushed overboard. I woke up by the river.
They all go into the river.
Oh, that's all right. Oh, yes, of course.
Mmm.
I'm afraid not. Although, I don't put a lot of... If that... Oh, I see. Well, that doesn't surprise me. The many shall... I'd like... But on the other hand, I was always taught the intent of man's heart is evil from his youth, and that all of us are born with a tendency towards sin. And that's where I get stuck. You don't think that's a little naive? Innocent men and women, torn apart in arenas while thousands of... Please keep that to yourself. There was a terrible fire in Rome last year, and our Oh, thank you. Oh, so soon? Well, be gentle on yourself.
I need to find that tavern.
May Apollo keep you safe.
Isn't the great temple majestic? A new face, are they? Interesting. I'm not sure why you're telling me. Yes, I understand many of our friends. What else? There are definitely some common threads there. Keep asking people how they wound up here. Livia's fate weighs heavily on my mind, and dictates we should be sure. Oh my. But let's do... You really don't know? I am one of the priestess. Vesta is the mother. Put simply. Why? So that we continue to... It's vital that... But I... Would you... But they be... And Zesta and the red, they can... You, so... Mean... But I'm pleased. And did you... Keep Livy. It'll be... Why do you... As I said, I'm planning to hold it before dusk. But I suppose... As you wish.
Okay.
Certainly. Come back.
Fresh meat, huh? Malleolus isn't receiving. Yeah? Just make it good. Yeah? Right.
I can't give him the bow.
Whatever.
Shouldn't he have not known who I was? Okay. What's that skull mean? Am I gonna die now? Let's see what's down here. It's a huge world. Is this the cave? So I need like a torch or something. I can't fucking see anything. Ooh! I was able to take that without... Ah! Hey! Where is this tavern? I wish there was a map.
Horatius? Looking a bit troubled there.
Still no sign of Centilla. And I haven't slept.
Whatever's in that great temple up there
Don't
on
be
the
too hard
bluff.
on yourself.
I bet it's
From what I
worth a
hear,
fortune.
nobody saw it coming. Anyway, I thought you Stoics weren't supposed to worry about things you can't control.
Yeah, but I keep thinking,
Can't talk
what
more.
if there
Families
is
from
something
Solution.
Antiquus.
what if
Babylon
she's out there
prophets.
somewhere suffering,
I've
waiting to
been
be
rolling
found?
a long time.
Sounds like you're torturing yourself.
Same way as ever.
Leave that for the gods. Try to
Because we're all
relax.
in great...
Get some rest. Tomorrow's a new day.
Magistrate mid.
I suppose you're right.
If you were dealing with what... Nobody is supposed to know about that. Gah. Look, I haven't been at my... I get stirred up by things that shouldn't bother me. And then there's the statue. You want to help me? Do what Lucretia hasn't been able.
What is it, citizen? I'm a legionary of the First Italica. But there's no... I act as the magistrate's right-hand man, keeping an eye on his daughters. Daughter. I also... I'm from Liguria, up north originally. I was doing all... Not anymore. She's probably figured I'm long gone and moved. My commander sent me to deliver a message to Rome. While I was there, I thought I'd do something nice for my girl. And pick up... That's when the crowd started flooding through the streets, shouting... Then some Genetricum Fugitor tried to take advantage of the chaos and pinch my pendant. I remember chasing him through the crowds, down towards the river.
Wait, the magistrate gave the woman a pendant.
Near here. No idea how I ended. Ah, don't be. As Seneca the Younger said, difficulty struck. That said, Scintilla's disappearance has... He's one of the better commanders I've ever had. That's for sure. Can't ask for much more. I went around asking the same questions when I first arrived. To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune. I don't see why not. Not sure why you said it like that. Well, as I always say, by threatening to execute... If you knew you could be executed because your brother-in-arms is planning a mutiny, well, because you're only... It's brutal, of course, but effective. War crime. Isn't that a contradiction in terms? Seems that way. What's done is done. I was forced to execute my brothers-in-arms, and as with the Golden Rule, I don't have any control over it. So railing against it, as Seneca the Younger wrote. If you like. Not that it's any of your business. Unfortunately, see, Domitius has been going around town, shoring up votes for Malleolus with luck. The man's a savage. But Sentius knows about it, of course. But he doesn't have the same. This place will be different with that sleaze at the helm. I appreciate the thought. But you're new here, and I just can't see how he... In any case, if you're interested in the election, go and have a chat with Equitia. What business is... A lot of people have been looking for her. But it's... I suppose... Scintilla was always a kind, well-behaved young woman. If anyone knows something, I'd expect it to be Sentia, Malleolus, Claudia, or you might fare better though, I suppose. Fine.
Alright.
Alright.
I don't think he did anything.
Oh, you're here. And, I hope I'm not big. There's a light in your eyes, coming on a... I take back what I said. Let's just forget that ever happened. So... let it go. Nothing's going to happen. You know, normally, I'd expect you to buy me a drink. Straight to business. As a matter of fact, I'm happy to tell you all about. So... Ha! It's hardly my fault if people misunderstand the terms of a deal. I just try not to think about it. Drink helps with that. Certainly. Have you met Livia? She used to do my hair. Now, she just stands around, caked in filth, muttering... Whatever you like. All right.
Salve.
Salve.
On your best behavior, I trust?
Nope.
Don't you just love
Vote for
springtime?
Malleolus for a free drink at my tavern. You stay away from my money.
Oh, but there's good information in there. Nope, it'll break the rule.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Salve, friend. Oh. Yulia? Oh no. Alright, let me see. Stop Fabia going in. I'll go, but once I'm done,
You, Tantalus, cannot catch the drops of water, just as the ocean accepts the... But it does... The bloodless shadows sum the house of the ruler of the depths. There is only a downward path, gloomy with fatal you. Help me. It is better for you if you remain ignorant. The bloodless. Help me. It is better for you if you remain. You think it is better for you if the newly arrived are ignorant.
Is this supposed to be like this? Impossible? Seriously? Get out of my way. I feel like this isn't supposed to be impossible, but okay. Yeah, so the statues are bad. They try to trick you into breaking the rule.
Hello? Hello? My name's Dooley. I live here now, but I don't know. Yes. Pop. They said I did it. More than once. But I can't remember. Yes. They said I have to live here now. What does it say? My treasure! My friend Hannibal used to look after me. He said if anything ever happened to him, he gave me this key and made me. All I remember is he said something about the cisterns. But now nobody looks after me. Except Hannibal said Galerius. What about the rules? I don't like Galerius. He's nice. I like Galerius. He made me a doll. If you help make him magistrate, Hannibal said it was in the cisterns. You're going to let me out of it? Oh. Like, you, Hannibal said... Go. My friend, he said he gave all I... Now nobody... Bye-bye.
I think breaking him out would break the golden rule. I don't see how it couldn't.
Welcome.
Best keep that hidden. That's a cool little feature I didn't know about.
Salve again, friend. How is it possible that you've just arrived here? You're toying with me, right? What? You're a bit like Sisyphus. Yeah. Sisyphus was a Greek king a long time ago. For daring to think he could outsmart the god, he was forced to push a great boulder up to the top, forcing him to start over. Actually, now that I think about it, there are a bunch of old stories about the gods. Tantalus was made to grasp fruit on a tree he could never quite reach. The Pleiades had... Oh, and Ixion was strapped to a wheel going round and round forever. Anyway, I don't know which god you managed to upset to get yourself into... So, I'll tell you what. I'll keep doing whatever I can to help you. And you just... Anytime, friend. Now, I'm going to keep your secret. Although, it's not as if I'll remember this next time we talk anyway, right? Oh, and if our conversations ever start to annoy you, just tell me you're busy. I know when I'm not wanted. Salve again. Now. Well, it's... one day, when I was about 20, my father and I were in the top paddock, loading our My father told me to run into the house for his axe, and so I did. But by the time I got back, my mother died of a broken heart soon after, and things went downhill from there. I took over more raiding started before too long. We'd come outside in the morning to find animals missing, our stores pillaged. One night, when my sisters and I had nothing left to steal, I got my father's old axe, pulled the door open real quick, and before that soldier knew it, split his face right down. But there were more of them. I never saw how my home was reduced to ash. Yeah, well, I wasn't the only one this happened to. It wasn't long before Boudica led thousands of Britons in a rebellion. Unfortunately, there were just too many of them. And those of us who survived, I spent a few years working for my new master, learning the Romans. Tried to escape a couple of times, but they always found me. I'd probably still be there too, if it wasn't for the stampedes breaking out. Everybody was running down toward the river, screaming. I got swept up with them somehow, and the next thing I knew, some stranger was dragging me out of a river. Stumbled across this. That's what I thought too, for a while. See, I finally had my own farm again. Until Sentius the Decurion demanded I hand over all my produce. It's for the good of us all, he says. Only he takes the best bits for himself. He even told me if I refuse his demands, I'll break the golden... So, it turns out our dear old magistrate is no...
So he's not a good person?
Nemesis is waiting. Forget I said that last part, will you? I get... Thanks, friend. Anyway, that's enough. Well, as much as I'd love to get out of here, the harvest... But Scintilla, Sentius's daughter, went missing a few weeks... If anyone knows for sure, it'll be her sister. I've bounced the idea around once or twice, mainly as a way of getting Dooley set free. God knows Sentius is never good. But from what I hear, Malleolus has the elections. And maybe that's not such a bad thing. I mean, he talks a lot about freedom. Because Sentius put him there. Poor Dooley was just wandering around looking for some imaginary treasure. Now That's nonsense, of course. Dooley's the most harmless man you'll ever... Gladly. I can't see how I could vote for either candidate. I don't like Sentius. Even I could do a better job. Me! Oh, I don't give it much thought these days. I mean, everybody here's got their own view about... But I say, let's spend less time arguing about what it means to be good. Alright, friend.
How do I see quests?
Fortune smile on you, brother.
I like Las Vegas. There's no way to check my inventory or... Oh, here we go. I'm not on here. There's a lot of people. Oh, it's alphabetized.
A new face. Oh. Yes. What else? Yes. I suppose that could be. What else? That's true. It's as I feared. Let me ask you this. And did you... I see. Because I've seen her before. There's something But don't follow too closely. We can't have people thinking we're bathing together. You're here. You were asking how I knew the young woman here. Look down at the bottom of the baths. It's a little hard to make out in this light. If only we could see. Oh, what a marvelous lamp. But do you see it? Somebody waking up by a river in a forest to find a hooded figure with a coin. It's just as you described it. Only your pronunciation is... It was C-H-A-R-O-N. As in... Charon, the ferryman of the dead. Charon, who, in exchange for the right coin, helps the souls of the newly deceased cross the Styx, the river that separates the land of the living from the land of the dead.
When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, but all I found was some loose change. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
There are a bunch of old stories about the gods punishing people by making them do the same futile task over and over. But, on the bright side, at least you're not stuck in the underworld like they all were.
I'm so sorry, my friend. I'm so sorry. I take it you know what this means. I'm afraid so. It's all starting to make sense. All these people whose last memory was running from the fires toward the river.
Everyone's dead.
None of them escaped with their lives after all. Perhaps we should be grateful they don't remember their final moments. It also tells us that the Golden Rule is the work of Pluto, the god of the I know it's a lot to take in, and you look... That was my first thought too. In the old stories, but it was also possible for the living to reach it without dying. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting you're not from here. Each of them is slightly different. But they always involved the souls of the dead, meeting a grim ferry. It was said that he'd helped the new arrival cross, Only if... That's why it was once our custom to bury our loved ones with a coin in them. Of course, an obol was a kind of Greek coin. To be fair, the ferryman isn't exactly as the poets describe. You say you saw a young woman, and I once heard Kabash mention a stranger, and Rufius described meeting a stranger named Kamut Tabal, but whatever form this stranger took, they were always wearing a hood. I suspect the only way you'll solve this riddle... Good question. Let's see. But that never made any sense to me. In our case, it seems Charon didn't take the coins we had. He or... So, maybe there's something special about the coins each of us had on us. That might No. I mean, I had my suspicions, especially after Now that we know where we are, we have to figure out what to do about it, if we don't want to be cast into gold for eternity. We don't have much to go on, except the old story. Hercules, the demigod and son of Jupiter.
Okay.
Hercules was able to leave the underworld because he cowed its god with his strength. Sisyphus and Orpheus both relied on their wits instead. And finally, Aeneas was able to escape with the help. So it seems you have two options: to confront the god of the underworld head-on, or find a way... All Romans try to avoid saying it. You may refer to him as Pluto, if you wish, but you're... Shh! It's everyone, so... That option would be the boldest, but also the only way to learn the truth about the god. As I said, Hercules managed to overpower the god. Are you telling me that... I won't pretend to understand exactly what that means, so... If you want to who knows? Perhaps your name will be uttered in... But first, you'd need an audience with you-know-who. And the problem is, the door has been sealed shut. I suspect the answer lies in the desecrated obelisk in front of it. I'm not sure. It looks as though somebody, or a series of somebodies, forcibly removed them. If you could recover and replace all four of those It's the towering stone monument, with four... You'll find them all over Rome. But of course they were looted from Egypt many years ago. It seems... However, this one is unusual, in that each of the four sides is decorated in a different style. Roman. That means you'll need to recover four different... Good question. To answer that, it would have had the god's name engraved into it. And there's only one group of people There's a cult in Rome that they've been known to start fires, as well as deface religion. If I were you, I'd go looking for them. Of course, But I did hear a rumor they have a secret shrine somewhere in the city. Perhaps it... I don't know. But perhaps you should... Perhaps Kabash, our Egyptian resident, but I did hear Aurelia is peddling rumors about him at the tavern, so perhaps you could talk to her, or just take a look. I'm afraid you're on your own with that one, but perhaps finding the other three will illuminate the way. As I mentioned, both Orpheus and Sisyphus, the problem is, those are the stories of a poet, a self-aggrandizing king, and a brawler about their own heroic deeds, so they should be taken with a... First, Proserpina, it's said, the god of the underworld abducted... If the stories... The problem is, how do we... Leaving that aside for a moment, there is also the possibility of a spirit... Truly? And you're only bringing the... Then again, I suppose you were worried I'd think you were as much... Can you tell me more? Fascinating. Perhaps she's a benevolent spirit. Or perhaps... Perhaps, if she has indeed been abducted, it would make sense for her to speak in... Tell me, has she told you... That is strange. There are no rivers. Well, as far as I can tell, water, if that's the current she's talking about, then perhaps you need
The guy in jail mentioned the Upper Cistern as well. This is really fun.
Wondering what was in there. But the door at the back of the great temple is... You might be able to get a key from the magistrate. Let me know if you... Alright. I would suggest not discussing this with anyone. The best you can do for them is to let them remain oblivious for as long as possible. As for Livia, it seems she's been shouldering the weight of this. In any case, may Fortuna guide you.
Let's see if there's anything down here. Okay, so you hold circle, and you can climb stuff. Can you not crouch? No, okay. Auto crouch. Hey, how's it going? This game's more of a, like, choose your own adventure type deal. Damn it, I keep missing it, sorry. Oh my god, how do I keep missing it? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, the default actually, Las Vegas is too dark in the dark places. It is so hard to get. The controls are really janky. This whole game was made by a team of 3 people, if you can believe it. Oh. Can they... If only they could support my weight, they can't. Who knows? Whatever. I'm trapped. How did he get trapped here? What the fuck? Serious? Something doesn't make sense. You can't just crouch, bro? Oh, L3, there we go. I swear I tried L3 before and it wasn't working.
You there? I'm sorry to trouble you, but I had no idea how you managed to get your hands on it, especially... And before you ask, no, I wouldn't dream of trying to buy it from... But I would have...
Why did he want a bow before?
Tell me, do you have any idea how people here end up as golden statues? And here I was thinking I was the only one to figure it out. In any case, supposedly 1 or 2 of those arrows is enough to turn a full-grown man into gold. Now, of course, that is a travesty. A terrible, horrible waste of human. I can't help but think of a tale told by that Greek fella. He's with the ability to transmute organic matter into gold. I could create infinite wealth. Use your imagination. Golden animals, insects, trees, and even if we were to split all those riches between the two of us. Excellent. So the first question is, how do we get on? Now, I have a plan, but first... Good. The nun of Diana is our goddess of the hunt, the moon, and the one thing priests and poets agree on is that she carried with her, and it just so happens that there is a shrine of Diana in this very form. And would you like to guess what? Precisely. I can't tell you how many hours I've spent in that temple staring at it, trying to figure out how to... Oh, gods, no. Have you tried... No. Here's what I propose. You give your bow to me. I cup then. You enter the shrine, extinguish the braziers, and under cover of darkness, but make no mistake, this is a dangerous path. But in my experience, all the best adventures begin... Now, you must have questions. When Prometheus stole fire from the gods and became a hero to all... Only because he was silly enough to get caught. Because the gods would see you, of course. I'm more of an ideas, whereas you're obviously... So... Wonderful. Now, if you'll hand over your bow, I can get started applying a layer of gold leaf. This is a quality weapon. Now, bear with me for a moment. And here we are, a gold leaf bow.
Alright.
Now I've gone and unlocked the Shrine of Diana for you, so as quick as you can, head on inside. It's just at the end of the street on the left. May the gods not watch over you.
This could come in handy.
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
Livia, would you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
This again. You're in a world of your own, aren't you?
Just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, but it does not say it. Then it is... I thought I saw it, but I had to tell myself it was true over and over. I must apologize if my words seem cryptic. I found he gives such an uncanny description of this place. I will do my best. There is a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew trees. It leads through the sluggish Styx exhales vapor, and by that way, the shadows of the newly dead descend. The wide, thorny waste is cold and pallid, and the newly arrived shades are. As the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, there the bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. Some crowd the forum, others follow their trades, imitating their previous lives. I hope I have done it justice, and now we share a secret. It's as if...
Wait. Is this one of the... I can't take it though. Nope. Wait. Rufius. Wait, why can't I? Here we go. Is there anything in this box?
Name's Rufius, but a watcher. No idea. Yes, so what? And why should I? The one true God. Well, I don't know. There is only one true God. I am doing that. If I was about to... I don't like what... I have no idea.
It didn't work.
I have nothing to say to you, Kaput.
Feeling all right? That's a ship.
Whatever's in that great temple up there on the blow.
Go back to Rufy's quarter so I can prove.
Sometimes I stare at the great temple on the bluff. Ah, a new face. So I hear we... Well, Malleolus is talking about loosening some of the restrictions. My vote isn't for... Well, I'm an architect. Or at least I'd help out with repairs and try to stop old build. But you probably don't want to hear about the... You mean the great... Given the way it's positioned so prominently, looking down on us, it's clear that unfortunately, someone else... You see, usually a temple is dedicated to a particular god. There's an obelisk out the front, which probably used to bear the name of this unknown god. And of course we can't get inside because it's locked up tighter than the Temple of Saturn in Rome. And so we're all left wondering, which god is that? Unless somebody figures out. Gladly,
I don't actually care.
Hey, not so loud. Just talking about that could anger the gods. I'm not saying it's impossible. But you'd have to find a way inside somehow. Oh, I'm glad you asked. Some of these shrines, but there's one thing that puzzles me. Well, or it could mean that there were Greeks living and worshipping here. Who really built it? If only there was a way we could talk to the people. Of course. You wouldn't believe how often the new ones ask that question. But there are much worse places to live out your days. But once you get used to the fear, knowing that a single slip-up could cost you every... Oh, I just mean I grew up in the... But they weren't nearly... Well, help out, but... So, I mean, which means... And I'm... Good. Then I hope you'll agree. That the first is to leave. This. Good question. It's best if I say no more, but... Nice to talk. This area is private. Please leave. Welcome back. Nice.
All right.
Sorry, was there something you wanted? No. I did hear from Ulpius that she disappeared. But I'd been locked in Malleolus's villa for months.
Hi.
You mean my life story? Our father found good husbands for my sisters. But I wasn't, it was a good life for a while.
Blah, blah, blah.
I fell on deaf ears. The fire was... My employer told me to grab what valuables I could and flee for the... I remember diving into the river and then... Thank you. If that's your idea of a... I know what kind of person you are. Leave me alone.
Okay, that really infuriated her. Wow. Time check. Only 6 minutes to go.
That's a shame. Thanks again for saving
hi.
Julia's life. Apollo smiles upon you.
We'll talk to her again. And we'll make sure to not mention that so we don't piss her off.
Was there... No, but I... You mean... Oh, it was a good... We must have had... But they felt my employ... I remember... Thank... Our priestess at Quartia once told me it's the god, but if that's the case... I mean, all it really... I've seen Malleolus, Claudia and Domitius make grown men cry. They've never physically... They've got people running scared because... Really? Alright.
Okay, what next? Okay, I get it. So we do all these things and then we pass them to Gallius so that everyone comes to really like him and then eventually he'll be elected. We do all this stuff and then we tell him when we snap back. That's what we're supposed to do. And then they'll earn him favor with the people and he'll become magistrate. That's how we're supposed to do it. Makes sense. I do wish there was a map. Let's do this. Enter the Shrine of Diana. What the heck? There's no... There. How? How do I get up there? How do I? Is this supposed to be this hard? Here we go. I just had it.
Is that you, partner? Do you have the bow? Wonderful. Just go ahead and slide it under the door for me and I'll unlock it for you. And yet you did. And now, here we are. With me out here, and you in there. Until you give me my bow.
Oh, you have breakfast. On the table. Uh-huh.
No, technically, I never said that. I said, if we were to split... It's hardly my fault if you can't tell the difference. Oh, what? Not a very effective threat, is it? Your second problem is the golden rule. Well, you get the bow now. And don't even think of... I would reconsider my position quickly if I'm... But you're stuck in there with the hornets. You know, some say it takes 27 hornet stings to kill a man. Let's find out if they...
Oh, turn it to gold. The algae? Why she turn the algae to gold? Oh. Oh, and we have to turn that creeping vine.
My beloved Galatea, I write this so that one day, when we're finally together, you will understand what I've done and why I had to do it. The others will call me mad or a monster, but I don't care what they think. Everything I'm doing here, I'm doing for you. I'll start at the beginning. Soon after my arrival here, as I walked down a corridor lined with golden statues, I thought I heard a whisper behind me. A rasp of air, as if vocal cords of metal strained to say a word or two. I tried to dismiss the idea, tried to concentrate on my work as the city's medic, but that tortured whisper haunted me. Weeks later, in the hallway to the bathhouse, I heard it again, and found myself drawn to the statue of a Roman woman wearing a stola. Her face was contorted with anguish and fear, and, disturbingly, it was as if she was looking right at me. As I walked past her, I heard that strange whisper again, and turning back, I discovered that, even though I had moved, she was still looking right into my soul. That was when it dawned on me. This was no statue. This was a woman trapped within that golden prison. Naturally, I told the others, but when I could not reproduce the results of my experiment, they would not believe me. But from that moment on, I knew the full horror of this place. Immobilized within these statues are living human beings. It was that day, my love, that my heart broke.
I wonder who that was. Let's heal up a little bit. I'm very nervous. I'm gonna get like bombarded.
You're not supposed to be here.
I was right to be nervous. Is Navia doing this? I'm glad this game got some action in it. You have to hit the algae. There we go. What? Oh, okay. Drown. Nope. Climbing is way too hard. You have to shoot in the head. I thought I saw one running.
Help us. Please. Help us.
Wow, I went through a lot of arrows.
My beloved Galatea, after I learned the terrible truth about the golden statues, I wandered the city as if in a nightmare. What must life be like for these poor souls, entombed in gold, but kept alive somehow? Trapped in their own personal Tartarus, consigned to eternal torment, too horrific for any sane mind to comprehend. I tried to offer them what small mercies I could. I began to talk to them, to keep them company. I'd imagine backstories for them, give them names, and tell them of the world, of the histories and stories I'd learned as a child. As the others became more concerned by my charity, I sought solitude from them, preferring the company of my tormented charges. Discovering a way into the abandoned palace, I began to spend my days walking its halls and sharing with its occupants ancient tales, my mind turning to those of Apollo and Daphne, Perseus and Medusa, and Pygmalion and Galatea. Pygmalion, the sculptor who fell in love with a beautiful statue, and who, praying to Aphrodite for aid, discovered that his beloved Galatea had come to life. It was then that I heard you whisper to me, Galatea. Forgive me. I know that is not your real name, just one I have borrowed from a story. But when I turned to look at you, I saw the most exquisitely beautiful woman I have ever known. Your face, forever frozen in a look of haunting sadness. Our meeting gave me new purpose. To free you from your golden prison, so that I might one day hear you speak, not just whisper your true name to me. So I gathered tools for the long and difficult task ahead, barred the doors to this place, and set to work.
That's fucking deranged. How did that not break the golden rule? You think that would've? I don't really get what does and doesn't break the rules. I don't know how I got up here. I legit have no clue. You know what? I can just cancel it. Let's see what in here is highlighted. That can be turned gold then. That was a waste of an arrow. What am I missing? This is the first part I've gotten stuck on. He's doing really good. Come on. Totally stuck. Here we go. Like an invisible wall or something. I can't get up there. I'm wondering if I'm just doing a bad job at climbing. Because the climbing in this game is so fucking hard. I just can't reach. Come on, you're right there, dude. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe and follow on Twitch. Hope to see you all next time. Thank you for watching.